Well, okay, let's get women into the mix. Tomorrow is the International Women's Day. So, would we be able to get women to provide solutions to Nigeria's unemployment? With a population of over 200 million people, Nigeria's unemployment official rate at 33% remains a concern for the public and private sector, especially with respect to government plans to lift 100 million Nigerians out of poverty over a 10-year period. Joining me to discuss this further is Nancy Taye Aragbaye, the Global Strategy Consultant and National Head, USA Chapter for Africa Young Entrepreneurs. Tomorrow is our day because every man has got a mother. So, when it says a Women's Day, we're joining you folks to say a happy International Day. But this big problem of unemployment, should we turn to you women to help us resolve it? We've tried them. It doesn't look like we're getting it. We're pushing it to you. There you are. Help us out.
Well, thank you. Thank you for honoring us. I greatly appreciate it. And I think the issue with women, it's not a matter if we can. We are doing it. We're doing it in large and in small. Just most recently, there's an organization called Stories from Home. And I've been working with them for about approximately a year. And when we started, she had a vision. And her vision was to expand her business. And I pushed her to think beyond her borders, think globally. And I can say today, in 1 year, she has hired 3 additional people on her team. That's fascinating. And when we look at the female entrepreneurs across Nigeria, we have one of the largest female body of entrepreneurs, yet our economy is not really reflective of that. So if we can imagine what is possible, 23 female entrepreneurs employing 3 additional people within the community, how many jobs is that? So when I look at the situation, it's not really a matter of if, it's yes, we are doing it. Yes, we can if we have the proper support. If we look at studies, if we follow the patterns of the West, for instance, a recent report came out in the United States where we have female entrepreneurs collectively are creating jobs 40% more than corporate organizations. We're talking McDonald's, we're talking IBM, we're talking Walmart. My vision is that Nigerian women are very capable of doing the same thing. It's just a matter of investment.
So you were pretty upset last week, were you, when the National Assembly says, let me dip your toes into the political hot waters when they said they rejected the bill for more women representation, as it were, politically speaking.
Yeah, what I would say is we have to follow patterns, trends, and research. This is not an issue of women against men or men against women. And quite frankly, it's not even a political issue. It's a Nigerian issue. And if we do not include women, our economies are going to suffer. Our families will suffer. And so what we should do, what I would recommend is that we just look at it from a holistic standpoint and understand that if we follow the patterns that already exist, if we follow research that's already there, it only makes sense to include women in these issues and to support them from a business perspective.
But when you look at the relationship between public and private sector when it comes to reducing unemployment, what new thinking or approach models do you think we can bring to bear in our environment that is male-dominated, male-thinking-oriented and all that?
I think that's a really great question. And what I recommend is the approach of multi-sector collaboration. Just recently, this past Friday, and I want to thank Ondo State Governor Akeredolu and his innovative leadership. I was able to partner with leaders of Ondo to put on a program that empowers women. It's called I Am Change. And that program was specifically designed to empower women, but also provide them with the skills for mindset to be successful in their business, to scale their business. So not only did we focus on, of course, skills, but the mindset piece is critical. And what I would say is that leaders across Nigeria, to take that approach, multi-sector collaboration, because this is not a government issue. Again, it's a Nigerian issue. It's bigger than the private sector, it's bigger than any individual, and it's bigger than government. And the more that we come together,
do we need a national policy agenda for this, what you're talking about? It looks like we have a few innovations here and there, but they all seem to come together to become holistic?
Yes, what we're seeing is people working in silos. We're not seeing us working collectively together and collaboratively together. And if we can get programs, if we can get policies and agendas that aim at the development of the woman, not a one-off training, not a small grant, but a program that develops women over time, I think we'll see results.
Perhaps starting with girls' education, all inclusive.
Absolutely.
I'm beginning to think like a woman. Something is, you folks are beginning to impact me.
It's not a bad thing. Research will
You
say.
impacted me. I'm a disciple. You preaching to the choir. So do you think Nigeria will have sufficient focus on youth employment and entrepreneurship in an election year? You can see all the getting much of the national, international television attention because politics is here.
Yeah, politics is here, and I don't think it's a matter of if. I don't think we have a choice, right? I think when you talk about a nation whose majority of population is the youth, we need to cultivate our youth. We need the best, the brightest from Nigeria and the diaspora to focus on Nigerian issues. It's the only way that we're going to be able to be the position that we're supposed to be, the most influential African country in the nation. It's time that our economy reflects it.
Yeah, they say women is the new investment asset in town. I should be investing.
Absolutely. Women, invest in women, you win. You win.
Great, I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for, you were recently appointed as the head of the USA chapter for the Africa Youth Entrepreneurs Network. What's in store under your umbrella for African youth, especially girls, women?
Yeah, well, one, I want to say we just celebrated 10 years, so I'm excited to have come in at a time where we're able to now shift and really focus on the expansion. As the national head, I'm excited to expand on a program called Harvest Africa, where we really showcased investment opportunities and business opportunities here in Africa. Collaboration is really needed amongst Africans here on our continent, but also in the diaspora. And so as the national head, my hope and my agenda is to further enhance that.
If you guys are popping champagne tomorrow, March the 8th, I don't mind sitting at the back and having a share.
I have some for you.
Finally, thank you so much. Esther,
Thank you.
Nancy Taye Aragbaye, a global strategy consultant. Thank you so much,
Thank
and
you
we
so
wish you all
much
the
for
best
having me. Thank you.
tomorrow.